Hey guys, today's going to be a pretty short video, not a lot of action on the board as typical for Friday in college basketball, and this is going to be for January 20th, 2017. To get our daily free play, you can head on over to our main site, stumpthespread.com, by clicking the logo in the top right-hand corner of this video if you're on desktop, and we'll also link Stump the Spread in the video description. We picked up another free winner yet again yesterday with Middle Tennessee State coming just through on the road against FIU. In today's video, we're just going to be covering 3 games that have some decent value against the spread. Like I said, not a lot of action going on in the college basketball landscape today, which is typically the case for a Friday. The first game that we want to touch on in this video is going to be the Oakland Golden Grizzlies going on the road here against Northern Kentucky in what should be a pretty good matchup over there in the horizon. The Oakland Golden Grizzlies have surprisingly stumbled a bit as of late, losing back-to-back at home against Detroit and Cleveland State, who aren't two of the better teams in the conference by any means. These are very surprising results for a squad that looked like the clear-cut top team in the league coming off of their dominating road win against Valpo. Oakland has now fallen back-to-back, and that's really hurt their position in the standings a bit, but this group is still a major threat in this conference, standing 14-5 overall and 4-2 in conference. Oakland has strengths on both sides of the ball, as this group ranks second in the conference in scoring and first in total defense. Martez Walker has been a bit less dominant and consistent with his offense as of late, but he still leads this group, averaging 17 points per game. And then we get the home team here. Northern Kentucky has been better than most were expecting coming into the year, as this reformed group has been a factor in the horizon, standing 12-7 overall and 3-3 in league play. Northern Kentucky has been a middling squad in this conference, ranking 6th in the conference in scoring and 5th in total defense. NKU's coming off back-to-back defeats of their own, losing on the road against Green Bay and Milwaukee during their recent Wisconsin road trip. The Norse are hoping for some more consistent results going forward. This group wasn't able to show much on the road, and they're hoping to get back on track here on their home court. Obviously not going to be an easy task here, going against an Oakland squad that should be pretty hungry here, coming off back-to-back defeats of their own, and an Oakland group that's also been proving themselves on the road thus far in conference play. Northern Kentucky has been led by Drew McDonald, who's averaging about 16.9 points per game. Oakland has been performing up to their expectations for the most part this year, just until this past week of action. Perhaps getting back on the road is just what Oakland needs to refocus their efforts. Oakland has the most talent in their horizon and great coaching, which should be enough to get the Golden Grizzlies back on track at some point. Oakland has performed well on the road in conference, and we do like the Golden Grizzlies to get back on track here as they go on to cover this manageable, actually a very small spread here on the road against Northern Kentucky. Alright guys, next game that I want to touch on in this video is over in the MAAC between Fairfield and Iona. Fairfield hasn't had the kind of results they were hoping for thus far in the MAAC, as the Stags stand 8-8 overall and 3-4 in conference play. Fairfield doesn't have any standout strengths, ranking 169th in the nation in scoring average and 260th in total defense, but this group remains a factor in the conference, giving some of the experience they have with the players on their roster. One of Fairfield's better offensive performance came earlier in conference play against this Iona squad at home, as Fairfield went on to beat the Gales by a final of 93-87. The Stags have fallen off a little after playing some great ball early in January, losing 3 straight coming into this road test. Fairfield has been led by Tyler Nelson, who's been consistent with his offense, averaging 19 points per game for the road team in this one. And now moving over to the home team, we have Iona. And Iona has been a bit streaky this season, standing 11-8 overall and 4-4 in the MAAC. And the Gales like to push things a bit on the offensive end, ranking 74th in the nation in scoring average compared to 264th in total defense. Iona has been up and down as of late, coming through in their last outing on the road, beating Manhattan by a final of 82-67. It's been hard to peg down this Iona squad, but that's actually been the case with a lot of teams in the MAAC this season. Iona is led by one of the best big men in the conference, with Jordan Washington, who's averaging 18 points per game. Fairfield was able to come through in their home matchup against the Gales, but things figured to be a bit tougher for the Stags here on the road. The Stags haven't looked quite as solid as of late, while the Gales have been turning things around and putting up some better results as of late. We do like Iona to work off of their home crowd advantage as they go on to win and cover the spread here against the Stags, who've been fading a bit as of late. And just one more matchup that we want to talk about in today's video, and it's another MEAC matchup here between Canisius and Quinnipiac. Canisius had a great chance to prove themselves the other day at home against Monmouth, but the Golden Griffins came up just short, losing to the Hawks by a final of 72-76. Canisius came into their last outing having won 9 of their last 10 games, and the Golden Griffins were really building off a lot of momentum and heading in the right direction. And even though they did come up short against Monmouth, this group is still a factor in the conference, standing 12-7 overall and 5-3 in the MEAC. Canisius loves to push the pace of play, as this group ranks 42nd in the nation in scoring average compared to 315th in total defense. And this group has been the top scoring team in the MEAC, at least at this point in the season. This squad has been led by Cassius Robertson and Jermaine Crumpton, who are averaging 17.7 and 16.7 points per game, respectively. And then the home team, we have Quinnipiac. They're another school in the MEAC that doesn't have the greatest defense, as the Bobcats rank 320th in the nation in points allowed compared to 140th in scoring average. The Bobcats stand in the middle of the league, sitting at 7-11 overall and 4-4 in conference. After losing 3 of the last 4, the Bobcats had a little more fight in their last outing at home, as they were able to get the job done, getting past Iona by a final of 97-91. Quinnipiac has been a competitive performer thus far throughout conference play, and not a squad to overlook in this league when the Bobcats are able to play up to their ceiling. Quinnipiac has been led by Mickey Dixon, who's averaging 15.9 points per game. Canisius has been the hottest team in the conference, at least coming into their last outing against Monmouth, where the Golden Griffins came up just short. This is going to be another good test for Canisius, and it'll be interesting to see if they're able to, get back in the winning ways. This was a group that, winning 9 of their last 10, had been building a lot of momentum and really playing with a lot of confidence. Quinnipiac has been a competitive performer throughout MEAC play, but we do like the Golden Griffins to bounce back today as they go on the road and cover this spread. So those are the games that we wanted to touch on in today's video. Again, if you're interested, you can get our daily free play, which is just a 1-unit play, over at our main site, stumpthespread.com, by clicking our logo here in the top right-hand corner of the video if you're on desktop. And if you're not on desktop, we'll also link Stump the Spread in the video description. And if you're interested in more of this pick content in video form in the future, you can go ahead and click that subscribe button. Tomorrow, I'm going to be writing my matchups for Saturday's action, and Saturday always has a plethora of games to talk about. So tomorrow's video figures to be a bit more lengthy, and I'll probably be covering quite a bit more games in that particular video. So, click that subscribe button. Come back around tomorrow for tomorrow's matchup video. Hopefully we can find some pretty good value against the spread. That pretty much wraps it up for this video. So thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll see you in the next college basketball pick video. Thanks a lot. Bye.